In ancient Rome, Caius was way more tired than he ever wanted to be. He followed the common advice from the government, but he knew something was off. The mainstream vitality tips were not effective. At 24 years, he should have endless energy, but the harsh reality was he didn't. Enter Maximus. Maximus was a colleague of Caius, but Maximus found additional sources of wisdom from other sources outside of school, which helped him to achieve his peak performance early and consistently. He was working on his goals basically all day, every day. He always woke up excited, he felt good throughout the day, and he had insane clarity and motivation that allowed him to reach every goal he set. He found esoteric health wisdom most people wouldn't ever hear about, or definitely wouldn't follow. But life was good. And fortunately, he collected 12 esoteric health tips to achieve peak performance quickly that anybody can follow. Through generations, the tips passed on to me, and I tweaked it a bit and can now tell you the updated version. How lucky, right? If you follow this advice, you can become energetic as and feel way more alive. Your mental health will skyrocket, and so will your productivity, your success, and sooner or later, also your wealth. But what are the things you have to do to get all those benefits? After trying those things for weeks and months myself and seeing the effects it had on my vitality, it's time for me to share those secrets with you. So, starting with the first thing, we're gonna talk about sun gazing. You have to literally become a human solar panel. Okay, maybe not literally, but almost. I applied this too, and it really does work. For a long time I underestimated or didn't really pay attention to getting enough sunlight, even though I took vitamin D since a very young age. But because I did work from home and I didn't really have many reasons to go outside, I kinda ignored sunlight a bit too much in hindsight. Yet, sun is extremely important for good health, good energy and good testosterone. That's what I focus on this channel. When I went to Thailand earlier this year, I definitely got a lot of sunlight. Every day, multiple hours, and I wasn't spending hours every day at home in my own room protected from the sun. Of course, I walked more, I was more social and a few other things, but I can tell you I had so much energy and so much better mental health. And that was to a big part because of the sun. I talked about vitamin D before, but vitamin D is essential for pretty much everything. When you're deficient in vitamin D, basically every aspect of health gets worse. I think it's so crazy how they convinced us that the sun is dangerous, that we should not get into the sun. Like what?
What?
There are people existing that fear going outside, that don't want to get into the sun. Some not even with sunscreen. That's how crazy life is right now. Now, skin cancer is a topic for another video. Personally, I don't think it's a complete lie, like sun probably can damage your skin and maybe lead to skin cancer. But many people, especially in this esoteric health scene, think it's actually the seed oils that give you skin cancer. And honestly, I think there is some truth to this as well. I'm not scared of the sun. You shouldn't be either. Maybe don't spend hours in the sun without any protection, but overall, the sun is good as fuck for you. So stop fearing it and let it charge up your energy. Next is sun and steel. Essentially just steel. Now we covered sun already, but besides that, exercise, lifting weight, lifting heavy, sprinting, like real solid exercise is of course also essential for good testosterone, improved health, way more energy, reduced stress, reduced brain fog, blah blah blah. Just like the sun, this is pretty much essential and you can't skip it. Then we have grounding, Earth's energy recharge. I'm not gonna lie, at first I thought this is bullshit. Like I was not really convinced. Standing on the floor, on Earth, barefoot, what's that gonna do? I didn't think it would be bad, but I thought this is just some woohoo shit. How do you call this? Woo-woo shit? I don't know. There's actually some evidence for this. When the Earth connection is restored through grounding, electrons flood your body, which reduces inflammation, oxidative stress, increasing your body's defense mechanisms, and yes, also giving you a bit more clarity, energy, and some other things. Granted, especially that last thing is a little bit of bro science. It's not really scientifically proven as far as I know, but I tried it and I can tell you, it does feel good. Now I probably won't do it regularly every single day, maybe not even every week, because I don't really have a good grounding spot, like I don't have a garden or something like that. But I do still believe it can be very good. And especially if you have good access, why not just do it? Then fourth, it gets a bit more esoteric right now. But the next thing are breathwork techniques. Now, I was never a real fan of breathwork, to be honest. But as with the grounding, I do think it actually can make a change. Or rather, I actually know. I am just getting into this right now, but I've tried it a few times before, and it definitely can make you more focused, happier, or more energetic. And I think either way you will have to agree that, for example, when we're stressed or anxious or whatever, focusing on your breath, controlling it, can be really fucking helpful. Breathing the right way when you're about to hit a heavy set of deadlifts in the gym, for example, really helps as well. How you breathe really does matter. Even just deep breathing or breathing through your nose can already get you ahead of most people in that regard. What you can also do is try box breathing, especially against stress, bad mood or anxiety, which is just breathing in for, let's say, 4 seconds, holding the breath for 4 seconds, breathing out for 4 seconds, waiting 4 seconds. You get the rhythm, right? Then, before I'm gonna talk about diet and fasting, I quickly want to talk about cold exposure. Because in my opinion, cold exposure can make you hard as fuck. Like if that's all you do, of course, your life won't completely change. Of course, you need to do more for that, but it really does have a big impact. You get free dopamine, you increase your discipline, you increase willpower. And for example, if you do it right in the morning, it wakes you up. Like it really makes sure you're up, you're awake, you're alert. Cold showers can really help to make you a savage. Again, only cold showers probably won't do that, but it is part of a bigger picture. Will you stay a bitch when you don't do it? I don't really think so, but when I look at Andrew Tate, for example, who I usually respect for his discipline and stuff, but seeing him not even accepting the benefits of cold showers or being able to endure an ice bath, I think he has some potential there. Not saying I'm better or anything like that, don't get me wrong here, but it definitely helps to get you into a peak performance state. I'm currently creating a peak performance protocol, and occasional cold exposure definitely is in there. But it's not only cold exposure. Another thing you can do that is quite esoteric is icing your balls.
What?
Like, the mainstream won't think that's good. They will probably even say that's dangerous. But as long as you don't put the ice directly on your balls, it seems to really help with semen quality and potentially testosterone too. I recently made a video about it because I've tried it for 2 weeks, and every morning I did it in the evening. Every morning after that I woke up with a boner, like without one fail. And I think that's a pretty good sign. Let's quickly talk about fasting, the low-carb diet, and then 5 more quick habits that can really level up your vitality. Usually I think you would guess that fasting kinda makes you tired because you're not getting calories, you're not getting food or fuel. But if you ever tried it before, you know that's not really the case. Maybe for some people, yeah, maybe also if you're malnourished, but if you're well fed, you're healthy, and you actually try it for just 1 day, you will see that your energy goes up, your mental clarity goes up, your alertness goes up. And honestly, if you're like me, you might even find yourself in bed at the end of the day, not even being able to fall asleep because you still have so much energy. Like not in a negative way, like I can't fall asleep, but like I can do more. Now, of course, the experiences can vary. And again, this happens when you are well nourished. If you already lack many nutrients, fasting probably isn't good. And long-term fasting seems to not be really good either. But to fast once in a while or to do intermittent fasting, I think can be really good for more energy. So I think you should try it yourself, and then you wake up to this reality too. Then quickly I want to talk about low carb, which from my personal experience, so I'm not saying this has to work for you specifically, but for me and realistically so many others, actually being in ketosis, getting your energy from fat instead of carbs, having quite regulated blood sugar and not like crazy swings, really can help so much for more energy, especially more stable energy, and also better mental clarity, more focus, more alertness, potentially even more willpower and motivation, and of course many other benefits like reduced inflammation, like better sleep, etc., etc. Some people might perform better when they have carbs in their diet, or rather I should say when they have more carbs in their diet, because I'm not even talking about 0 grams of carbs, but just about below 50. But either way, basically everyone will improve when they cut out the processed foods, the sugar, and too heavily carb-loaded meals. And I think just going on the keto diet makes this much easier, and potentially your energy will improve a lot at the same time. Don't knock it until you've tried. Then, 5 more tips I quickly want to address. And then I'll give you a quick bonus gift at the end. I don't want this video to be much more longer, so I'm gonna go over these quickly. Resist staying up like a degenerate. Resist inconsistent sleep. That's actually 1 point. Sleep. Like, just get a good rhythm. Don't stay up until midnight playing League of Legends, and actually get up early in the morning. If it makes sense in your area, get up with the sunrise, then see the sun early in the morning. That's gonna be huge for your circadian rhythm. Then the power of naps, not to be underestimated. So if you do happen to have to stay up late, or if you just want to stay up late for whatever reason, of course that will happen, and that's totally fine. Don't restrict yourself too much. Like, enjoy life, have fun. But if you notice a dip in energy, just go for a nap. Like, naps are super powerful, and it's okay to take a nap even if you're a young guy. 15 to 30 minutes. I try to aim for 20 minutes. That's really perfect. It's not too long, not too quick or short. And it can really give you a few more hours of energy. If you want to boost that, drink caffeine just before you're about to sleep, but then make sure you actually fall asleep, because otherwise the caffeine will kick in and you won't be able to sleep. But if you do that, you will wake up with the caffeine, which really gets that nap to the next level. Digital detox is something I of course also have to address in this video. Like, reduce your screen time, don't be a degenerate, you know that stuff too. But like, especially when you're working, just put your phone away. Just don't even have it in sight. There are studies proving this will improve your productivity by a lot. So just ignore it, get out of the way. Meditation, of course, is big as well. Like, especially in today's age with all the information, all the context switches, all the instant gratification, the cheap dopamine, all the unhealthy stuff that wants to get to you, you need to meditate daily. I've often ignored this too in the past, but meditation is so good and honestly, I think almost essential in today's age. Gonna save your clarity, gonna save your focus, and it really only takes 10 minutes a day. So why don't you just do it? Come on. And then lastly, sound healing, which kind of gets quite esoteric again, but research actually suggests that you can get benefits like reduced stress, improved sleep, enhanced concentration, and greater emotional clarity from listening to the right frequencies, the right music, or the right sounds. Of course, this is still quite subjective. There's not a lot of literature on this. There isn't too much evidence out there. But personally, I can tell you, binaural beats, the right ambient sounds, or some alpha waves and shit like that can really be good, especially for focus and concentration, and also for relaxation, I guess. But at the same time, I definitely also think that listening to the right music will 100% influence your mood, your vibration, your vibe, whatever. And I've been abusing this for years now. Like, good vibe music, like house and just happy music can really help you out a lot, while degenerate, sad or dark music probably doesn't really improve your energy or your mood. But I think this music stuff is topic for a separate video. I think that would be pretty interesting. And Musayos, if you're watching this, maybe we could make a video about this together. Because I know we are both listening to house, maybe some techno and other stuff too. But for this video, that's gonna be it. Definitely feel free to follow me on Spotify. I think I have some cool playlists on there. But then, have a great day. I hope you got some good habits to take from this video and implement into your own life as well. And then I would really appreciate a like. Eat your eggs and bye!